Today's tutorial is sponsored by Rhandz Graphix. Hello guys, welcome back to my After Effects tutorial channel. This is Randy, and before jumping into After Effects, let me show you what we are gonna be making today. Before we will start, be sure that the bits here must be 32 to have a more color accuracy, okay? So now we will go to composition, create a new composition. I will name it logo. It's 1920 by 800 pixels, 30 frames per second and 15 seconds duration. Click OK. Now I will go to my project panel, open the project assets, open the image folder and drop down this image into my timeline and press S on my keyboard for the scale, and then scale it down to about 25%. Then I will go to composition again and create a new composition. I will name it texture. Click OK. I will go to my project panel and I will drop down this bare metal texture in my timeline. And I will go again to composition and create a new composition. And I will name it logo textured. 1920 by 800 pixels, 30 frames per second, 15 seconds duration. Click OK. I will go to my project panel and drop down this logo into my timeline and also the texture, and I will change the track matte here to alpha matte. Then I will go to my project panel again and drop down this logo. Go to effects and preset, go to stylize, CC glass. Open the surface, change the softness to about 30 and the displacement probably 0. I will go again to effects and preset, go to distort, choose this CC globalize. I will open the blobbiness, change the softness to 5 and the cutaway 0. Open the light, change the light, probably here light intensity is 65 and the light height I will change it to 6. And then open the shading, change the shading here to 5 like that. Now go to your composition and create a new composition and I will name it reflection. 1920 by 800 pixels, click OK and I will drop down my reflection into my timeline and go to effects and preset, go to stylize and I will choose motion tile and I will change the output width here to 300 and I will make sure that my playhead is at the beginning of my timeline by clicking the stopwatch on the tile center and move forward my playhead to the end of my timeline and move my image on the right side to create an animation. I think that should be good enough. We will play it and let's see. Yeah, that's what I wanted. So now I'm gonna go to composition and create a new composition. I will name it logo reflection. And I will click OK. I will go to my project panel, drop down this reflection into my timeline and also the logo into my timeline. I will highlight this reflection, go to effects and preset and go to stylize, CC glass. I will open the surface, change the bump map to logo and I will change the softness to about 265 and the displacement is 0. I will go back to effects and preset, go to distort, CC globalize. I will open the blobbiness, change the blob layer to logo. The softness, I will change it to 5. Cutaway 0. Then go and change the track matte here to alpha matte. As you can see here, so all I have to do is to open the project panel again. I will drop down this logo textured, highlight these two compositions, go to edit and duplicate it. I will drop it down below the logo textured and change the reflection blending mode here to screen. This reflection on top, I will change it to hard light. Now I will just open the logo. I will rename it as a logo animate. Then I will highlight this reflection and I will go to effects and preset, go to color correction, curves. I will change the RGB here to red. Drag it up and change this red to blue and drag it down. Change the blue to green. I will just drag it up a bit I think that should be good enough. Make sure that none is being highlighted here, and then go to layer, create a new adjustment layer. Go to effects and preset and use the curves again. Forward my playhead to about 6 seconds duration, and I will create a keyframe on the curves. And then move my playhead back at the beginning of my timeline, and I will adjust this RGB down just like that. Go to composition and create a new composition. We'll name it tagline. Click OK, then grab the text tool and type tagline. I'm using aileron font light and the size is 36 pixels. I'll just align it the center. Then make sure that my plate is at the beginning, and then I will go to effects and preset, find bullet train. Then I will drag this bullet train into that layer so I can have an effect on it. So when we scrub our playhead, you will see that it's like a train running, right? So now I have to go back to logo animate, go to my project file, drop down this tagline into my timeline, move my playhead forward to about 5 seconds and press my keyboard open bracket key to move that layer. I will go back again to composition and create a new composition, and I will name it floor. Click OK, go to layer, create a new solid, name it fractal. And I will click OK. Right away, I will go to effects and preset, go to noise and grain. I will apply fractal noise. I will change the fractal type to Ismeri. Change the contrast to 298. Open transform and check this uniform scaling. I will change the scale width to about 810 and the scale height is 67. Now I have to go back to logo animate, and I want the tagline to be here. All I have to do is to press my keyboard P for position, change the X value here to 500. So when we scrub our playhead, you now can see that our tagline is here. So all I have to do is to composition and create a new composition. I will name it Advanced Lightning. Click OK. I will go to layer, create a new solid, and I will name it directional 1. And I will click OK. Go to effects and preset, generate, choose this advanced lightning. I will right away open the glow settings, change this glow radius to 0 because I want to create my own glow. So, and then open the core settings. I want the core radius only 1, and I will create an expression in here by pressing my keyboard Alt and hold it. Click the stopwatch on the core radius and type wiggle, open and close parentheses, 7, 3. Then I will press my keyboard again, Alt and hold it, create an expression on the conductivity state, and I will type time multiplied by 2. Change the color here. I have here code, so it's uniform. I'll just copy it, paste it in here. So now when we scrub our playhead, there's a movement already. Go back to my project panel and drop down this logo animate in my timeline. So we will use this as our reference and enable the mask and shape path visibility. Highlight this directional and also the advanced lightning in here. Then reposition the lightning. So I want it here. Then I will grab the shape tool. I will create a mask like this. I will increase the alpha obstacles to cut it. Then as you can see that it is stretched. So all we have to do is to open the expert settings and reduce the termination threshold to about maybe 5. There you go. That's what I want. Highlight the directional one and pre-compose it. I will name it lightning 1. And I will click OK. Go to effects and preset. Go to stylize glow. This time we will create a glow. Change the intensity here to 0.1. And the glow threshold, I want it 0. Crank up the glow radius a bit. And then I will duplicate the glow for the second time. So now I will just crank the glow radius here. Then I will again duplicate the glow for the third time. Crank up this glow radius to about 235, and then the glow intensity I want it 0. Then go to effects and preset, add color correction, exposure. Put the exposure probably 3.5. Then I will go back again to the glow 2 and I want the intensity to be 0. Close this ones. Then I will highlight the lighting one, go to edit and duplicate it. I will rename this as specular. I will just close this glow so we have more rooms to play with. So now I will highlight this specular and go to effects and preset, transition, linear wipe. I will move this linear wipe to the topmost. I will solo the specular and let's see how much percentage we need. So all we need is to just leave a little bit of it, probably 46. Highlight the specular, go to effects and preset, blur and sharpen, fast box blur. Move this fast box blur above the glow, just below the linear wipe. Make the blur radius, probably 75 is good. Duplicate the fast box blur and change the blur radius. Crank up the exposure. Then go to effects and preset and find channel, add solid composite. Just put the solid composite just below the fast box blur 2 and then change the color to black. Then highlight the specular and duplicate it. I will rename it hotspot. Disable the solo here on the specular and I want the hotspot solo. Then I will go to blur dimension and I will change this to vertical. And I will also change the feather here to about 4. I will scroll down and reduce the exposure 3.5. Go back to the blur radius and probably I will change this to 3. Then I will unsolo it, change the blending mode here to add, and also this one, and the lightning. So when we scrub our playhead, if you think that it's too much forking, all you have to do is to go back to the lightning one, go to the directional layer and change the forking here 25% to probably 10%. And go back to advanced lightning. Forking here is reduced, right? When we scrub our playhead, it's not that too much forking. I will highlight these 3 compositions and I will pre-compose it. I will name it interactive. Move all the attributes into the new composition, click OK. I will open the project panel and I will create a new folder. I will name it interactive lightning 1. Then I will again create another folder and I will name it Interactive Lightning 2. I will drag the Lightning 1 to the Interactive Lightning 1 here. Interactive Composition, I will drag it inside the Interactive Lightning 1. And then I will highlight it. I will go to Edit and duplicate it. Then the duplicated compositions, I will drag it into the Interactive Lightning 2. Then I will close this Interactive Lightning 1, open the Interactive Lightning 2, highlight these 2 compositions and double click my mouse to open it up. Then right away I will highlight this directional one, go to Effects Control, highlight the Advanced Lightning, change the position of my lightning on the other side. Now I will open the project panel again and temporarily I will just drop this logo animate on my timeline. I will zoom it out so I can see better. Again, highlight the directional one and also the effects control here. It seems that there is a lightning that has been stretched. All I have to do is to go to expert settings and again reduce the termination threshold to about 3. And then I will open my core settings and I will change the color here. I have here a code. I will just copy it. Open glow settings and change also the glow color here and paste that code. Click OK. So now the color has changed. So all I have to do is to go back to interactive 2, press my keyboard alt and hold it. I will change this lightning composition from lightning 1 to lightning 2. So I have to go to my project panel and I will change this lightning 1 to lightning 2. So when you can see this one, all you have to do is to go back to the lightning 2 and disable this logo animate. Go back to interactive 2, solo this hotspot, change the wipe angle that much, and then solo the specular, highlight this specular, and I will change the wipe angle here. You have to be very tricky on this. It has to be very faint. Let's see what happens. There you go. So all we have to do is to highlight again the hotspot, solo it. We have to scroll down and look at the exposure. We'll just increase this exposure. Maybe at 9, something like that. So if we will unsolo this one, let's see. There you go. There's a hotspot. So we're good to go. We will also take the lightning one and we have to delete this logo animate because we don't need it anymore. We'll just open again the lightning 2. We will just highlight the logo animate and delete it because we don't use it anymore. So now I'm gonna go to advanced lighting. Then I will open the project panel and drop down this interactive 2 in my timeline. Change the blending mode here to add. Also this interactive, I will change it to add. So now you can see. Whoa, fancy. So I think we're done here. So all we have to do is to go to composition again and create a new composition this time and rename it breaking. I will click OK and I will right away go to layer and create a solid and I will click OK. Go to effects and preset, go to generate advanced lightning. This time I'm gonna choose breaking. Go to glow settings, make this 0. Again, go to the core settings, change the color to this code. I will change the core radius here to 1 and then I will press my keyboard alt and hold it to create an expression. I will type wiggle, open and close parentheses, 7, 3 and then I will press alt and hold my keyboard again. Make an expression on the conductivity state. And I will type time multiplied by 1.5. So I will open my project panel, go to my logo again. I will drop down this logo animate in my timeline. Highlight the black solid 2, go to effects control and highlight this advanced lightning. Move this one and also this to here. I will also change the forking here to about 10. Press my keyboard S for the scale. I'll just scale it down. Disable this proportion. Scale it down. I think that should be good enough. I will duplicate this black solid and I will change the core setting here, especially the color. Copy this code again. Open the glow settings. Change the color here to orange. Press P on my keyboard for the position. I will just drag it on the other side. Go to layer, go to transform and flip horizontal. And also go back to layer, transform, flip vertical. Highlight these two, right click my mouse, pre-compose it and I will name it break. Move all the attributes into the new composition and click OK. I will create a new adjustment layer. Go to effects and preset, go to channel. I want to add a set matte on it and then disable this logo animate and I want to change the matte from layer to the logo animate. So now when we scrub our playhead, lightnings are just within the logo. This is what we want. So all I have to do is to again highlight the break, go to effects and preset, stylize and I want to make a glow. Change the glow intensity to 0.1 and the glow threshold 0. Then crank up the glow radius, not too much, just probably 38, good enough. Duplicate the glow for the second time and this time you have to lower the glow radius like that. Duplicate for the third time, then lower much more the blur radius. If you are not satisfied, you can change some settings in here. make another dynamic lighting in here, both sides. So here I will make another new folder and I will name it dynamic lightning. And I will open this interactive lightning one. I will again highlight both compositions and duplicate it. And I will drag these duplicated compositions on the dynamic lightning. Then close the interactive one, open the dynamic, double click my mouse to open it up. Now I will highlight this directional and also the effects control here. I will highlight the advanced lightning. Then I will reposition this lightning here, enable the rollers. I will just make a guide here on the 700, maybe that's good enough. Grab the shape tool and create a mask here. And then delete this other mask. So when we scrub our playhead, nice eh? So now we will go to interactive 3, press my keyboard alt and hold it and replace the lightning 1 to the lightning 3. So now I will solo the hotspot, open the effects control, I will change the wipe angle to 180. And then probably the transition completion, I will make it really small. I think that should be good enough. I will change the blur dimension here to horizontal. And solo this hotspot and solo this specular. So the specular here is gone. So all I have to do is to go back to the transition. I will highlight the specular first and go to transition. I will change this to 180. Then I will probably increase the transition completion. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I think this is good enough. Now I will go back to my project panel and create another folder. I will name it Dynamic Lightning 2. And this one, it has to be 1. So I have to rename it again. Just add 1 on it. And then I will highlight these 2 compositions, duplicate it, and then put it on the dynamic lightning 2. Close this dynamic lightning 1, open the dynamic lightning 2, highlight these compositions, double click it to open it up. So all we have to do here now is to highlight this directional layer and go to effects and control, highlight this advanced lightning, and I will grab my shape tool, draw a mask here, and I will delete this previous mask, highlight this advanced lightning again, move lightning on the right side. I will zoom it out. I think that should be good enough. And then I will go to my color, change this to orange, and also these glow settings. Click OK. Then I will open advanced lightning, open the project panel and open the dynamic lightning 1. I will drop down this lightning 3 into my timeline and also the lightning 4. I will move this playhead to about 9 seconds and I will move these layer compositions into that duration. Move again my playhead to about 10 seconds. Move my lightning 4 layer into the timeline by pressing open bracket key. This time I'm gonna speed up my video guys, so to save time, okay? So what I'm gonna be doing here is to split some of the compositions in here and place it randomly so we can have a variation in our advanced lightning animation, okay? So this is the final result, guys. Open Lightning 4, adjust the guide here, and I will open the transform and change the position, drag it up like that. Open Dynamic Lightning 1, double click my mouse on the Lightning 3 to open it up, and I will just move my guide here. I will drag this lightning up a bit where my guide is. I think that should be good enough. So now I'm gonna go to composition, create a new composition. I will name it main. 1920 by 800 pixels, 30 frames per second, and 15 seconds duration. Click OK. Drop down this advanced lighting into my timeline, and I will also open this logo folder. I will drop down this logo animate into my timeline and also the floor. I will highlight these two layers and change the blending mode here to add. I will toggle switches in here. I want it all to be 3D layers. Then I will highlight the floor and press P on my keyboard for the position and Shift R for the rotation. I will change the X rotation value here like this. I'll just disable the visibility of this floor to see the logo. So we will have a reference and then enable it again. I will just drag it down a bit like that and then widen. I will close it, then go to layer, create a new adjustment layer, and I will drag it down just below the advanced lighting. Go to effects and preset, go to blur and sharpen, compound blur, and change the blur layer here to floor and disable this floor layer. Then highlight these two compositions, go to edit and duplicate it. I will just drag it down just below the adjustment layer, go to layer and transform it vertically. Drag these compositions just below the logo. Then I will go to effects and preset. I will add fastbox blur, probably change the blur radius to about 10. So now we can see that there is a light interaction on our floor. So our tutorial is done, and for those people who subscribe my channel, thank you very much. And for those who have not yet subscribing, please do so. And don't forget to like, comment, press the notification bell so that you will be notified in all the videos that I'm gonna be uploading in the future. So my thoughts for today, guys, is that constant practice makes you perfect. But if it's not, I guarantee you guys that it's almost perfect. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope that you enjoy this video, and see you on my next tutorial. God bless.